Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world. And all day and all night and everything he sees is just blue. Like him, inside and outside, blue.
G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have another offering from GearBest.com, courtesy of GearBest. This is another brand, another Chinese mushroom brand, which I haven't featured before. So this one here is a piece from StarKing, and interestingly the Chinese name is Xinhuang Biao, which really is literally StarKing watch. So it's interesting that they've chosen the name StarKing, that, you know, one word rather than two separate words here. I kind of been interested if they took the notion of putting Tony StarKing here. Now that would have been quite attractive to me, but they've gone with StarKing here. All right, so there we have the slight clue as to the name of this watch, and let's just open the packaging. So this card box, nothing more than that. Fairly packedly, you know, tight there, you know, with that noise that you've just heard there, and very simple. There's no manual, nothing else in here. Kind of microfiber cloth for cleaning, and just to show you the little label here. So interestingly, they have a list price that they put on there. Nearly 2,000 renminbi or yuan, Chinese yuan, which actually is close to 300 USD, but that's probably just a little bit of an inflated figure, because on the websites, this particular watch actually seems to have an MSRP of around 170 USD. On sale, typically right now anyway, it's 125 USD. So that's the kind of going rate for this particular piece. So right here we have the StarKing AM0265. They call it the Sapphire Blue automatic dress watch, and that's really what it is. It really just is a dress watch in blue. So the movement in here, just to show you the display back there, you know, immediately you can recognize it. It's this Miyota down the bottom. This is indeed the Miyota 8215, 21,600 beats per hour, 21 joules with a 40-hour reserve. You've seen this before. It's got manual winding, right, at the 0 position here. It manual winds. It does have a quick set date, but it does not hack. This will not stop the second hand when you pull it out to adjust the time. Rated accuracy -20 to +40 seconds per day, so pretty wide, you know, not superb. In actual use, this runs about +15 seconds per day, which, you know, I guess is well within those limits, but it's probably a bit fast for my preference. I usually like it below 10 seconds fast. That would be kind of more of a sweet spot, acceptable spot for me. Okay, so moving on to the case here, just turn around for you guys to see. Right, it is completely polished, right? All polished surfaces. It's a 41mm steel case. They haven't said that this is 316L steel. If it isn't, it's going to be pretty similar, you know, or pretty close to that grade here. It is 11.2 millimeters on the thickness there, so pretty fair, with 20mm lug width, and a lug-to-lug distance, which, you know, again is pretty fair as well, of 47 millimeters. This is a leather strap watch, so it's very light on the scales at 64 grams. Very, very light on the hand for sure when you wear this. You can see the case here, you know, a little bit of the details I appreciate is this kind of polished curve sides, curve bezel edge, as well as you know, some craftiness in the you know, fashioning of the lugs there. You know, it's not completely straightforward. There is some fashioning and case craft going on here. All right, so with that display back, right, you can see it's got the screw notches there, StarKing automatic and what have you on the side. This is actually a proper screw-in case back. It's not a false screw-in. I've checked it out, but it's only a push crown. There's a bit of a laser etching there, I suppose, with that StarKing symbol. Overall, the water resistance is rated at 50 meters. This is what they've rated it, and it's pretty fair for a dress style watch. You wouldn't really expect much more than that, really. Now, moving on to the dial. So just feast your eyes on that particular dial there. It is a pretty deep sunburst blue, and it's pretty nice sunburst pattern in sunlight. You know, in darker light like this room, it's not going to burst out as much, but in sunlight certainly it does give a very nice sunburst effect. right? The words StarKing automatic down the bottom, that's all printed, but it does have applied markers, right? It's got those 12 applied markers, or the 12 positions, right? Batons in most positions, but it's got Roman numeral 12 and 6 in those particular positions. Polished steel, as is the hands. The hands are also polished steel, leaf-shaped hands. Right, circumferential chapter ring as well. And interestingly, they've chosen to put 5, 10, 15. I think that's probably slightly superfluous. You don't really need those numbers there. Probably better if they left it as, just a plain line, I would think. Or if they want to go for loom, they can put a loom pip there. But as it is, the hands or the entire watch has no loom in this dress style, which I think is all right. Above that, we have a flat sapphire crystal, all right? There's no doming on that. It's just a flat sapphire crystal. Okay, so that's really most of the watch and the case there. Moving on to the strap, we have a blue genuine leather strap, right, in the kind of faux crocodile pattern, as you've seen in other watches, and it's got a steel buckle with a bit of a styling logo there, a little bit patterned there, brushed with polished interface there. Right, so a little bit of pattern on the buckle, but nothing too special, right? You've seen this kind of finishing before. Right, so that's really the entire watch. So I'm just going to get it on for the wrist shot now. Okay, and there we have it, the StarKing sapphire blue automatic dress watch on my 17 centimeter wrist. So remember, it's 47 millimeters on the lug to lug. So it's fine for me. It's pushing the edges, but I think it's fine. It is large for a dress watch. However, I would say that for the dress style. Okay, so guys, what have I particularly liked about this? Why did I choose this? Well, I think it really does achieve what it sets out to. It's just a simple dress style watch with a slight twist. The blue color, the sunburst. It's kind of just a little bit of color, a little bit of playfulness to make it not strictly a dress watch. You wouldn't use this in absolutely strict events. Certainly in white tie, this wouldn't pass. Even in black tie, this is a bit pushing it. But it's very fair execution with the quality is okay. For the price range. I'm not expecting world-beating finishing and all that, and this is actually pretty fair, and it's got that reliable Miyota Japanese movement in there. This is what you get for the money that you're paying here, and it's got some character in the case craft here. Those curves on the case there. The design of the lugs. I quite like that they've gone for slight character features here rather than just a very straight up and down design. But you'd be forgetting to think that some of these companies, do they get their pieces from the same factories or what? Particularly the band, So I'm just going to show you this Guanchin, which I've reviewed a while ago. You can see, look at the leather band or leather strap, as you will. Let you see the top, the bottom. Right, these sides here, look at the way it's finished. You'd be forgiven to think that they come from the exact same factory. They're not exactly the same, of course. The pattern is slightly different in position, but you've got to wonder and ask the question. But I guess one thing is, I would say, look at the case design. Very, very different watches, aren't they? So, they have pushed for, the different qualities there. And I really appreciate that. At 125, I think the weaknesses are in the competition from cheaper Chinese mushroom brands, and the competition is really quite fierce. You got to say, this one offers little more than this watch. This watch is really, about 65 you can get this for, so about half the price. But it's offering a lot of the same stuff and arguably a slightly better movement in this Seiko NH series movement with day date and hacking. So, it's facing stiff competition. I don't know how well they're doing, but this is what they have put out. Right? And then the other thing is, I've pointed out the question about the strap. These are rather run-of-the-mill. They're nothing special, and I suspect that they will break down after a year or two of use, if not less than that. Let me know if you have any experiences to that end. So guys, that's my review of this StarKing automatic dress watch. Let me know what you think. Have you seen this brand? Have you got any watches from this brand? I'd like to hear your experiences. Guys, if you enjoy my videos, do consider subscribing. I put out new content every week, always aiming to be objective and unbiased about all things horology. Thank you again for sticking with me, and as always, I'll catch you next time.
And a blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around, 'cause he ain't got nobody to listen to.